Hey guys, so I'm doing kind of a mini vlog today. Whew, it's a beautiful day. I went to the farmer's market and I got a haul of fresh produce. I actually should have went live to show you guys, or I should have recorded how they were managing the market. But it was pretty organized, pretty safe. Everyone had on a mask. And I got some good stuff, so I'm gonna show you guys in a few minutes what I got on my haul. Okay, so I'm back in the house and I'm gonna show you guys what I picked up. I love going to the farmer's market. Love it, love it, love it. The farmer's market opened up again once they lifted the restrictions in New Jersey. And everyone is masked up. It was very safe. Everybody had on a mask and it was very well managed. It took a lot longer to get through the farmer's market, obviously. But so anyway, let me show you what I picked up. I got some fresh eggs. I bought some potatoes. I like baking potatoes because I like to make homemade french fries, so I like the bigger potatoes. Whenever I find stuff like this, I'm so excited. I got some smoked mozzarella. That was like a score to me. I didn't expect it. And I usually go to the farmer's market and I don't know what to expect. Like I'll go there with, in my mind, like, okay, I need some greens. And that's what I needed today. I needed fresh greens. And then I came out with a bunch more. So I got some hot peppers. They didn't have jalapenos. I don't know what kind of peppers these are. I'm gonna have to look them up. But I picked these up because I love hot peppers in my salad. And on top of whatever I cook, I just like spicy food. They had the mini cucumbers, the Persian cucumbers. I love these. And, you know, they had them loose, so I'm very excited about that. They had scallions. You know, I got a nice, pretty bunch of scallions. And I love cilantro. I always have to have cilantro. Now, cilantro is an acquired taste. I love it. I didn't used to like it, but then I just started getting into it. I think these are either Fuji or Honeycrisp apples. I got a nice tomato, and I got some watermelon, a chunk of watermelon, kind of end of summer thing. So this was about $40. Now I'll tell you what was expensive. The fresh mozzarella, this was like $10. And these potatoes, surprisingly, these potatoes were very expensive. They were $2 a pound. I guess that's expensive. I don't know, because I usually buy a bag of potatoes. It just seemed like this 6 potatoes was $7. And then I was gonna get some fresh corn on the cob, but the corn on the cob was $1 per ear. And I was like, no, they're not getting me. So anyway, here's my haul. And this is gonna be, this should last me a couple of days. I'm gonna do like a major food shopping probably sometime next week. But this will get me like through the next couple of days. That's enough greens for like a few days. And those potatoes, I usually only eat like one at a time. So that's like a week's worth. This is almost like a week's worth of groceries for me, for fresh produce. Not the eggs. I won't eat all the eggs, but everything else. The cheese I probably won't eat too much of, but it just looks amazing. And it's always nice to get out and take a walk. And on a Saturday morning, I love to do that. I love to get up, you know, take a walk to the farmer's market, get some fresh produce, see what they have. I suggest that you do is make sure that you stock up on different size Ziploc bags. So I get the quart size and the gallon size. I usually get freezer bags just in case I decide to freeze them, and they're thicker bags. So we always keep those stocked up in the pantry. So I've got different sizes. So what I do is I take each thing that I bought. So here are the peppers, put them in a Ziploc bag. If I think I'm gonna have this stuff for a while, then I will actually label each bag with the date that I purchased it so that I know like when stuff is getting old. But with fresh produce, I usually eat it faster than that. So I've cleaned and taken my Persian cucumbers, put them in this bag. Here's my peppers. I'm gonna take the cilantro after I clean it, and I'm gonna chop it up and put it in a bag. The same thing with my scallions. It also saves time when you're cooking if your vegetables that you know that you use a lot to season with are already cut up. Okay, the potatoes, I leave them as they are, and I don't rinse those off until I'm ready to cook with them because they'll start to turn bad quicker. So I leave them just like they are, but I put them in their own bag just to keep the refrigerator organized. The apples and tomatoes, apples I definitely soak these in vinegar, wipe them down, and then I put them in a serving bowl and I leave those out. I don't put those in the refrigerator. The tomatoes, I know they say that you should leave tomatoes out, but I like to refrigerate my tomatoes, and yeah. And my watermelon, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna show you, I'm gonna slice this up and I'm gonna put it in a Tupperware, and that's gonna go in the refrigerator. So when I come back from shopping, even if it's the regular supermarket, there's certain things that I always prepare before I put it away. So my refrigerator, my pantry, wherever I'm storing this stuff stays organized and I can find things easily. Sometimes when you buy fresh produce and you stuff everything in that drawer, you forget what's in there. So this way, if you have things individually packed like this, you can easily find it. And again, for my scallions, I'm gonna chop these up and put them in a bag. And if you do that, it makes it easier when you go to cook. You just pull out a handful or a cup or whatever the amount is of the fresh produce that you pre-cut out of the bag, and you season up your food with it. And that's it. I clean my lettuce. I don't have a salad spinner. A salad spinner is like this little gadget that you put your lettuce in and then you put it, you wash it, and then it spins the water off, and I don't have one. So I'm just washing it, and then I keep on taking fresh paper towels and dabbing the lettuce until it's dry, because I don't want to put wet lettuce inside a plastic bag because then it'll be disgusting and it'll go bad. Now you can also not do this at all if you don't want to prep, and just put it straight in the refrigerator and then don't rinse it off until you're ready to eat it. But I like for my vegetables to be ready for me to eat when I take them. Once I put them in the refrigerator, they need to be ready for me to just pull out and eat. I don't want to go through this process every time I get ready to cook because it takes longer. All right, so the whole idea is to make things easier in the kitchen. So look, my lettuce is pretty much dry at this point. Now, leaf lettuce is a softer lettuce, so it's not like romaine lettuce. So once you wet it, it starts to kind of break down and not be as crunchy. And that's why it's important to take all of the water, as much water out of it as possible before you put it away in your refrigerator. Otherwise, you're gonna have soggy lettuce, and you don't want that. Also, let's take these and throw these away. When I put them in the bag for lettuce, I'm gonna add a paper towel to the bag. So I'll show you what that looks like in a minute. So I've labeled the bag for the lettuce, and I put a dry, clean paper towel inside the bag, and I'm going to load up my lettuce inside this bag. And I will show you how that works. So, now the paper towel is going to soak up any more of the excess water that's left in the lettuce. It'll soak it up so that it won't get disgusting and slimy. And this is what your bag should look like with your lettuce in it. And that's ready to go in the fridge. I'm gonna do the second bag. Okay, so now, as you can see, the time that you take to prep your food before your produce, your fresh produce, before it goes in the fridge is a time saver. So now everything is, I've marked everything, I've labeled it all, I put the date on it even though I know I'm gonna eat that before I think it expires. But everything is organized nicely. I'm obsessed with Ziploc bags to store food in the refrigerator, because as a caterer, I would run into not having enough space. You know, if I did a small catering job out of my kitchen, I would run into, like, I don't have enough space in my refrigerator. So I started using Ziploc bags for everything, and it just stuck. So here's my watermelon. Let me show you. It's nicely cut up. You saw me cut that up. So now you can just easily grab some watermelon out of the container. You don't have to worry about cutting down watermelon every time you eat it. And that big wedge gave me 2 containers of watermelon. And this is gonna go in my refrigerator. It's gonna be nicely organized. I just love this. I'm obsessed. So I would suggest you get yourself some Ziploc bags. Always keep them in the pantry. And do this for like food that needs to be stored. So your fresh produce. I also do this with meats. In my freezer, I separate my meats and put them in individual bags so that it's easy to just thaw out what I need when I'm ready to cook. If I'm only cooking for a few people, it makes it easier. If you're cooking for a whole family, you can take a whole family pack and thaw it out, but it also thaws out easier if you have it in smaller packs. So these are still soaking. I'm gonna rinse these off, and I'm gonna show you now what this looks like in my fridge. Come on guys, get into it. Get into it. Get organized. Get that refrigerator organized.